English Language Arts, Grade 6, Module 3A Overview, Reading Closely and Writing to Learn, Point of View and Perspective. Guiding questions. How does an author develop the narrator's point of view and perspective? How does an author's culture affect his perspective, and how is that perspective communicated through his writing? How does an author's purpose affect the narrator's point of view? And what is the purpose of a newspaper article? The big ideas? Understanding diverse points of view helps us to live in an increasingly diverse society. Newspaper articles contain multiple perspectives of the same event in order to give the reader a sense of what an event was like for a lot of different people. An author's culture, background, and purpose can affect the narrator's point of view. Mid-Unit 1 Assessment, Point of View, Figurative Language, and Passage Connections from Dragon Wings. Students will read a new excerpt of Dragon Wings and use a graphic organizer to analyze how the author develops the narrator's point of view. Answer response questions about word and phrase meaning and how a sentence or paragraph fits into the overall structure of the text in the excerpt. And create and annotate a scene from Dragon Wings showing the theme. It's hard to fit in when you move to live in another culture. End of Unit 1 assessment is evidence of author's perspective in Dragon Wings. Students will read a passage from Lawrence Yep's autobiography, The Lost Garden, and an excerpt from Dragon Wings. They will write an on-demand connection statement explaining how being brought up in a Chinese family in San Francisco affected Lawrence Yep's perspective of Chinese immigrants living in San Francisco, and they will support it with details from Dragon Wings. They will also analyze connotative language in the excerpt of Dragon Wings. Mid-Unit 2 assessment is a short response analyzing the point of view relief camps. Students will read a new excerpt from the text by Emma Burke. In this two-part assessment, students will determine word and phrase meaning from the excerpt and analyze how she has introduced, illustrated, and elaborated on the relief camps. They will determine the author's point of view and how it has been conveyed using a graphic organizer that they have been using throughout the first half of this unit. End of Unit 2 assessment is a literary analysis. How do the author's purposes affect the narrator's points of view of the immediate aftermath of the earthquake? Students will write the final draft of their literary analysis essay in which they compare Moon Shadow's point of view of the immediate aftermath of the earthquake to Emma Burke's point of view in order to explain how the author's purpose can affect the narrator's point of view. In Mid-Unit 3 assessment is a two-part, researching interpreting information, researching the destruction caused by the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire affected the people of San Francisco. In Part 2, they'll be explaining how new information connects to the topic. Students will interpret the information presented in diverse media and formats to answer the question, what destruction did the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire cause? They will record their interpretations on a graphic organizer. Then they will explain orally how the resources they have looked at contribute to the topic of the destruction caused by the 1906 earthquake and fires. End of Unit 3 assessment is a draft newspaper article. How the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire affected the people of San Francisco. Students will write a first draft of the newspaper article to answer the question, how did the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire affect the people of San Francisco? They will choose an angle for the newspaper article. They will select factual information and eyewitness quotes from research that is most compelling and relevant, and then follow the journalist's inverted pyramid structure to organize research and writing. The performance task is a newspaper article, how the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire affected the people of San Francisco. Students write a newspaper article, they research to gather factual information and eyewitness accounts, determine an angle they want to take when writing their article, and you use journalist tools and techniques like the 5 W's and the inverted pyramid to make their newspaper article as authentic as possible. And then they will analyze the real-world newspaper articles in order to build criteria for their own work. Their article needs to be written as a reporter just 1 week after the earthquake and fire. They need to include factual information, have a clear angle on the question, how did the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire affect the people of San Francisco, be written following the inverted pyramid structure, being the most important information first. They need to include different perspectives, eyewitness accounts, and include the features of a newspaper article such as the headline, subheading, byline, an image with a caption. The protocols throughout this module include think, pair, share, close reading, back-to-back and face-to-face, the exit ticket, concentric circles, and vote with your feet. The ongoing assessments include structured notes, GIST annotated on sticky notes, Moon Shadow's point of view graphic organizer, exit ticket, vocabulary word catcher, gathering evidence organizers, literary analysis annotations, mix and mingle class discussion, making a claim organizer, drafts, model newspaper article annotations, researching factual information graphic organizer, researching eyewitness accounts graphic organizer, and the 5 W's organizer. As a reminder for supporting students, you'll find information alongside the module, which include anchor charts, additional time, sentence stems, sentence frames, paragraph frames, partially filled in notes, vocabulary supports, chunking of text, review of learning targets, reviewing for discussion norms, word walls, audio text, displaying directions, partially filled in charts, paraphrasing, pre-highlighting text that is being used for discussion, grouping students, graphic organizers, and models of expected work. This is Grade 6, Module 3A Overview. Thank you.